Hey guys, so today is officially the first day of the reading rush and I just got back from class. I had a test this morning, so I've been up for a long time, but I have not gotten any reading done. So the book that I'm going to start is Beautiful Bastards by Christina Lauren. If you watched my TBR video, you will know that I had you guys vote on which books you wanted me to read. This was in the reading a book in one spot, and that spot is going to be my car. I have a lot of errands to run today and the audiobook is only 7 hours and I listen to them on like 2 speed. So I figure I can just listen to it while I'm driving and doing all of my things. But yeah, this is an office romance. It was Twilight fanfiction and then they adapted it into its own book. And I'm excited. I've heard it's really steamy compared to like their newer stuff. I'm ready for a good smutty time. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit because I just started the audiobook and I haven't left yet, so I'm like not in my car, but whatever. I'm literally on page 10 and they're already fucking. Like, oh my god. They went from 0 to 60 so quick. Like, I honestly was not expecting that at all. I was sitting here about to start getting ready to leave and I was just listening to like the first chapter and all of a sudden they were getting nasty. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm the type of person when it comes to like my romance, I like the buildup, you know? They're just like bang bang, get into it.
How could I let my body react like this? I still wanted to slap him, but now, more than that, I wanted him to keep going. The heavy ache between my legs was building. He reached the edge of my panties and slipped his fingers under the fabric. I felt him slide against my skin and graze my clit before pushing his finger inside me, and I bit my lip trying, unsuccessfully, to stifle my groan. "Fuck," he growled quietly. "You're wet." His eyes fell closed and he seemed to be waging the same internal battle I was. I glanced down at his lap and could see him straining against the smooth fabric of his pants. Without opening his eyes, he withdrew his finger and fisted the thin lace of my panties in his hand.
Okay, so I just got home from all my errands that I ran and I'm like halfway into Beautiful Bastards. Oh, hang on. Shit. Okay, sorry. The landscape guy like came right by the window and I was sitting there in my underwear. Anyways, what I was saying was, speaking of underwear, the love interest, every sex scene, pretty much, he has like this obsession with panties and he keeps taking her panties. I'm just imagining that in his home, he has this like secret drawer in his closet full of women's panties that he's collected over the years. So yeah, that's my update. I'm definitely enjoying the smutty aspects of the book, but as far as like the characters and the plot, I can definitely tell that this was at one time fan fiction. Even just the fact that like they started having sex on page 10 is very fan fiction. Like, if you're familiar with fanfics, they just like, they get straight to the point, you know? There's no build up, okay? Fanfiction is not where you go for build up and like layered relationships. It's like, are they gonna bang or not? So yeah, I'm 50% into it and I'm totally cheating on this one because this was for the challenge of reading a book in one place. And obviously, like, I read most of it in my car, but now I'm not in my car. So I'm gonna be reading the rest of it from my bed, probably. But I think I'm gonna like slightly alter the challenge and just have it be that I'm reading it in one sitting because I have been consistently reading it since I started it earlier. A little bit cheating, but like, it's just not realistic for me to sit in the same spot, okay? Okay, so I just finished Beautiful Bastard and I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. It was so different from Christina Lauren's newer stuff. Like, the first chapter alone was a million times smuttier than their last like 4 or 5 books combined. One thing I have come to expect from Christina Lauren is really great chemistry between like the main characters. I don't really think I felt that in this. It was definitely more like on the erotic side than the romance, which isn't a bad thing. I need to have some sort of build-up, you know, for me to ship characters or enjoy their interactions. There needs to be some type of build-up for me. I can't just like jump into it, you know? I will say that the sex scenes in this were like 10 out of 10 and it makes me really wish that their newer stuff was more smutty because they write it so well. Other than the sex scenes being really great, I didn't particularly like the characters that much. I mean, they were kind of just like cardboard cutout characters. There was nothing really definitive about them and the plot was pretty like basic. I mean, it was still enjoyable, but it wasn't my favorite, which is why I'm giving it 3 stars. I will say that this is like a million times better than any other Twilight adapted fanfics I've ever read. So it's got that going for it at least. Now I'm going to start Bring Me Their Hearts by Sarah Wolf. What challenge was this for? This is for the challenge of a book I meant to read last year. Again, you guys voted for this. I guess I didn't mention, this one got like 70% of the votes. All the other polls were like so close to 50-50. This one was like 53-47. So again, it was like really close, but this one won, which I'm actually excited about because I think out of the two, out of this and Sawkill Girls, I think I kind of am in the mood for this more. So basically, this is a young adult fantasy and there's a witch and this woman who the witch is in control of her heart, and in order to get her heart back, she needs to take the prince's heart and use that and to exchange it for her heart, if that makes sense. So yeah, sounds cool. I have high expectations because all the Goodreads reviews are really high. Alright, so I got some packages from Amazon, and obviously Loki is inspecting them to make sure they're okay. Alright, so here's everything that was in them. Obviously I got the whole Reluctant Royals trilogy by Alyssa Cole, and then I got both of the novellas as well, which these are so cute. I've never seen mass market paperback novellas, and they're just adorable. So yeah, I mean, I talk about this series all the time on my channel. I love it. They're my favorite royalty romances, and they're all starring women of color. This one is a sapphic relationship. This one I haven't read yet, but the main woman is in a wheelchair. And then this is the third book, which I also haven't read. So out of all of these are the only ones that I haven't read yet, but I'm really excited to. I cannot wait to read this one. Love this series. I'm so excited to finally own the physical ones. This one is my favorite so far of all the ones that I've read. It takes place in Scotland, and it's with this Scottish man who is a sword maker. First one's also great as well. To find room for them on my romance shelf, because as you can see, it's pretty packed. Like, these are even doubled up. I think I'm gonna need to expand this shelf onto 2 because I'm really running out of room. And these aren't even all the romance books I have. I think for now, I'm just gonna put them down here. They'll just go there for now. So that's my whole romance shelf. My goal is to make enough room that I can have this book facing out. But obviously right now, that's like not an option. Okay, so I finished Bring Me Their Hearts, and I think I'm giving this 4.5 stars. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. I think what I loved most about this book, because the general plot of this wasn't anything new. Girl goes in to kill boy, and then they end up falling for each other. I've read that a million times, but I think one of the things that made me love this so much was that she goes in basically to kill him, or to steal his heart, literally, even though she discovers that he's actually a really good person and she actually really likes him and she doesn't actually want to hurt him anymore. She still has a mission. And she doesn't divert from that mission just because a cute boy smiles at her. I also thought it was so cool. So she is a heartless, and it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe, like, she's not a vampire and she's not a zombie. She's kind of like, it's its own thing, I guess. She has to eat raw meat or the hunger takes over her, and she like hungers for human flesh. If she eats like regular people food, she bleeds blood from her eyes. She heals very quickly and she has inhuman strength, and her hunger is like an actual voice in her head. So throughout the book, you have the hunger saying, he's mine to destroy, mine to ravage, mine to sink my teeth into. She's kind of like going crazy. And I really liked that part of it. I think that aspect, like her being a heartless, made it a lot more unique than other books with these same type of tropes and plot that I've read before. I will say the reason that I took half a star off is because the ending, it ended on a really big cliffhanger, but it was the type where it just ends in the middle of the climax, you know? And I really hate that. I like books that have a little bit of a resolution at the end. If it is a series that they leave like some questions to be answered, I don't like books that literally like get to the high point and then just end. I don't like that. So that did annoy me a little bit because like it got really, really good and then it just ended. So if you are gonna pick this up, I would recommend waiting until the sequel comes out. I think it's coming out sometime in the next couple of months. But yeah, overall, I really liked this. The romance was good. Didn't feel insta-lovey. They didn't fall in love, but there's like definite feelings. So I am really excited for the sequel. So I was trying to decide which book on my TBR I wanted to read next. From looking at the comments on my TBR video, there was one of them that a lot of people commented on. So did you guys hear that? Loki's back there. He really wants to go to bed. It's very late. So anyways, I'm going to read the book for the reading a book with purple on the cover challenge. The one that won the poll was Black Iris. And in the comments, a lot of people who have read this book commented about it and was like really excited that I was gonna be reading it. Basically, what I know about this, it is like a revenge story. That's kind of all I know, honestly. I've been told that it's very Slytherin. I've been told that there's a bit of a polyamorous relationship and that the main character is queer. I'm really excited. I actually have already read the first chapter and it totally sold me because the main character was basically like, I'm not the heroine of the story. I hold grudges, I bottle my hate until it ferments into poison, and then I get high off the fumes. I'm completely dysfunctional and that's the way I like it, so don't expect a character arc where I finally find redemption, growth, and change, or learn how to forgive myself and others. I personally love unlikable characters, so I'm excited. I also feel like this is gonna have a bit of like unreliable narrator. Like I think the narrator is hiding stuff from the reader, which I also really like. So I'm gonna go to bed because it's super late, but tomorrow I will hopefully read all of this. So I finished Black Iris and I gave it 5 stars. Oh my god, this book fucked me up so hard. I literally don't even know what to say about it right now. I feel like I can't even say anything about it. And I feel really bad doing this because I don't like to do this, but I feel like the best way to go into it is just knowing absolutely nothing and just enjoying the crazy batshit ride that it takes you on. But yeah, this definitely made me want to read more books by this author. I do know that he has a book, I think it's called Cam Girl, that sounds really interesting. I actually think this is where I'm gonna end my reading rush vlog. I know I still have a couple of books left from my TBR that I haven't read, but I'm gonna be super busy this weekend that I honestly don't see myself reading. Loki's right here as always. My baby. Let's pose for a picture. Yes, I always get more views when you're in my thumbnail. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye.